Welcome back to the show. Day 3 of this tournament and our show, and we're fresh on the back of a pretty amazing night in New York City watching the U.S. men's national team destroy Paraguay 4-1. And we've only gone and got a basketball legend to be part of this show. Let's go Knicks. And does this tournament really get started until Brazil have played? Brazil are always one of the main contenders. So Scotland have waited 28 years for this, but have they gone too early? Well, this is very early for Scotland even to go this hard. Just come back to me, Musty. Has anybody seen Kmart? To Robbies, I got a message for you. We're two Robbies and friends. Here's another Robbie. All the best for the show, guys. Robbie the Turd. Brilliant. No surprise, he's with the celebrities. The Hollywood Walk of Fame for David Beckham. He's always where the better offer is. He always wants to mingle with the biggest time. Robbies are not big enough for him. Maybe two Robbies aren't big enough for him. So Brazil, they finally arrived. They entered the tournament today. Plenty of fans in New York City. We were downtown last night. Well supported. How's that there? We caught up with a few of them just to get a sense of what they thought the chances of Brazil are this year. I think they're going to do pretty well as always, maybe not as well as previous years. I guess I'm a little too young to speak to their history. That's like the founding of football. I mean, I watched the Pelé documentary when that came out a few years back. I honestly think Brazil are always one of the main contenders. Neymar is probably one of my favorite players out there. In terms of football, dude, Brazil is not the same Brazil we've seen in 2002. Honestly, I'd say their ceiling's like the semi-finals, not much higher than the United States. I don't think they have it this year. I think that German scientist has the Netherlands. I'm with them. Cammy, who's your team? I'm supporting Morocco. I traveled there to look at the match with Brazil. What do you think your chances in the game are? Do you think you can beat Brazil, one of the best teams? Yes, I think so. Because Brazil has some players that are old and also we have a great team. The 6-1. I hope we get to the 6-1. Really fascinated insight from the Brazilian fans. They've won this 5 times. Some are thinking they won't win it at 6. There's different opinions there, Rob. We'll talk about that later. Let's talk about today and the big feeling in New York around this country. Yes, sir. 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 I mean, expectations were pretty high for Pochettino's men. Yeah, people talking quarterfinals and the like. That was like, wow, they can kind of back that up. I thought that was such a particularly first half, absolutely excellent, brilliant performance, ticked all the boxes. I think standing out for me was Christian Pulisic and Weston McKennie. Previously on the show, Rob, about the creativity around these two strikers. Flo Borgen gets his couple of goals, Balogun, and he's going to always look to score, but they got good creative players around him. When Pulisic looks as sharp as that, he's going to get chances. I particularly think Mauricio Pochettino has brought a technical edge, a tactical edge to this team that wasn't there before. They've had good players, but tactically, the way that he got Pulisic in the spots where he could hurt the opposition was, I thought, magnificent. And it stands him in good stead, Rob, that you've got a manager who can bring variation of tactics to the game that's going to be important. There'll be those out there saying that Paraguay not that great and maybe, but I tell you, that was sophisticated football from Pochettino's guys. Let's see if they can keep it going. I think the expectation was really high, so we wanted to get a sense of that, what the city was like here. We went to a couple of places and the more the game was out there, people got involved. USA opening game. We found a lively bar to watch this first game. We want to get a sense of how this game's going to be consumed and enjoyed right here in New York City. It's a big game though. It's a big game. Let's see how they do. Great start. Great reaction. Great score. It's a great goal, by the way. Easy. Could it have gone much better than that? Number 3-0. With the USA 3-0 at halftime, that's pretty good. We heard there's a bigger scene down the road. We're going to go to there for the second half. Let's check it out. See if the USA can finish off what's bigger. More goals. More goals for the USA. I think the men's team can emulate the ladies and win this tournament. We started so hot, 3-0 in the first half. Amazing. We're going to clear this boot stage. Not a problem. I'm not worried. Never worried. I don't think winning the World Cup is realistic. If I could see my team in the corners. Don't get me talking about that, but I think that's a cheap marathon. And having it take place in such a cool, unreal feeling. I got walkouts on, it was just a great mood. It's just amazing, I'm just happy to be here. The more the US team go, the better. I think so. And the more nights out for you. Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Listen, I feel honored just talking to you guys, honestly. Again, this is what the whole culture is. Like, you guys just met me at the bar and I, feel so comfortable just talking to you guys. Like the Knicks? Well, I went into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. I also was the player that sued the NBA in basketball all the way to the US Supreme Court so that players would have the opportunity like you guys had to play when you were qualified to play rather than sitting in college for 4 years and letting the universals make all the money. Right, my friend Brazil? Let's talk about it because there's been a lot of talk. We heard from the fans earlier, a little unsure about what to expect. I think that certainly is the sentiment for Brazil right now with the squad. But there's a certain guy in charge, been brought in, I guess about a year now, I think he's been in charge. But can change things, can't he? He can. He's shown in domestic leagues he's a winner. He's shown in Champions League he's a winner. Can he bring the balance of the Brazilian skill and rhythm with a little bit of structure and organization that might get them over the line? That's what people are asking of Carlo Ancelotti. And I'll say it right now. If Brazil win this thing, it's Ancelotti's greatest achievement. It really will be, given the squad. And I think that's where the debate has been, Rob. So where's the squad lacking, Rob? We're talking about Casemiro that's been drafted back in. I don't think he's been involved for 18 months. Bruno Guimaraes, a really good player. But it's when you get further up. I know they've got Vinicius Jr. I know they've got maybe Martinelli. I know they've got Mateus Cunha and Rafinha. So there's some names there, but I think it's still lacking the iconic 9 or the 10. And Neymar is there. I'm not sure how much we're going to see him. Is that where, from the fans' point of view, you think I'm not sure how far this team can go? Qualification wasn't great for them, Rob. If you look at that as a barometer, there's a sense for me that Brazil might not be the favorites in the group, never mind the favorites to win it. You said that they might not even get out of the group. They might not even get out of the group. It's that kind of unsure of how they could become. Let me just tell you something, Rob, that shocked me actually as I read it yesterday. It's 24 years since they last won the World Cup. 24 years. It doesn't quite feel right. It doesn't, but let's just think about this. They start well, they have Morocco, difficult game. If this team gets it going and Ancelotti raises it like a brow and the fans get excited about it and they start going on a bit of a run, there's still some names in there and they could go far. How far? We'll have to wait and see. Will it be 6 stars or will they remain with the 5? I love this food. Kind of feels like it deserves a Pepsi. It's interesting, the two bodies, because the two Robbies, obviously things are a little different, like our food. I'm a little bit lighter and snacky and you like a bit more complicated food. That's a nice way of saying we're different but we're light. And what we do share, mate, is a pretty good patchy with the food. Nothing more American than burger and fries in normal blessed America. I'm not going quite so heavy, must I? I'm going for the lighter American fare. Try cauliflower, mozzarella sticks. Can't go wrong with a mozzarella stick. I don't mind the cauliflower. I like cauliflower, but I prefer a burger. If you're gonna have a burger and fries, you gotta have a Pepsi with it. Pretty good burger and fries with a Pepsi in there with a game that's pretty good. Talking about crazy New York City, I want to go back to that. And the Knicks, I think everybody's seeing images now of these Knicks fans that are going so crazy. Why is it so strong, this reaction to the Knicks run we have last time we were in the finals and won it was in 1973. This is something special going on in this city. It's a spiritual journey that's taking place. And also we have adopted the same principle as fans that you have been carrying for years as soccer. The football soccer fans. Yeah. Culturally, there's a change in the way you watch, you consume, and the way the fans watch you. Fans are the same as the night before last when the last shot went up. We were just like football fans. Stormed the floor. Everybody out on the floor wrestling and holding and Rihanna shooting shots and people were like rolling. I was like, it was just crazy. Spencer, we get all our friends to do the Pepsi pour challenge. Pour half of that can of Pepsi into this glass. Perfect number will be 177 milliliters. So half a tin of the Pepsi in there. You can take your time with it. You got it? Yeah. So fast. I need you to beat Mr. Musto as well because I'm the last. The big reveal is 210. Over is out in this game. Over is out, my friend. I'm out? The leaderboards are pretty low. What's wrong with me? But in the meantime, let's go Knicks. So that shows 3 in the bag. What have we got lined up for today, Musty? Well, we're going to really enjoy watching Brazil and Scotland join the party. Can't wait. This randomly about football, like what's this all about? This is what it's all about. The two Robbies and friends. Danny's our new friend. Danny's our friend. He's one of our best friends. Let's go, baby.